Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 28 of Tomb World Survival. Last episode I did build the geothermal and then my progress sort of halted because we got slammed pretty hard by bugs and they did a number on our base. Let's see what's going on here. We have Stormy and Tony still healing up. Agro is... Safalu, you are... Okay. I'm going to remove the roof on here. Ignore the roof here. Actually, ignore the roof really everywhere. So Safalu's getting a little irradiated. What I think I'm going to do is actually move this door in here where there is overhead. And that's probably going to be the first thing I construct out of... the next thing I construct, not the first thing, but the next thing I construct out of granite. Stormy just got a torso infection. I'm going to switch her bed around, and she's going to rest nicely and get healed up. I'm going to have Agro go tend to her. Cool. Kazumi, she is working, won't sleep because she's scheduled. Okay, there she goes. Nope. Go ahead, sleep. Oh god, I don't want her to have a mental break. There, now she's sleeping. Good, good. Alright, so Tony's been patched up. High quality, that's good. Safalu is working on the doors around the cave here. So let me go construct them. And then I'm going to have to do a giant ignore roof area once he's done. Thank you, Safalu. Despite being... there we go. Despite being a pacifist, he has been plenty useful. Alright, so let's take a look at this limited radiation zone. There's going to be some need for me to get irradiated while trying to get granite. There's some granite I can break down here, but I'd probably rather just take it from chunks. Actually, this granite is not too far away from Comfort 2 to add this to limited radiation as well. Such a short stint from my tunnel system. I'm a little worried about the wreck starving. What I think I'm going to do is temporarily just allow everyone to have a lot of R&R. Because I really don't want mental breaks. They're really damaging in Tomb World. Which means I may have to delay... I may have to delay the Ancient Danger. We'll have to see. I mean, I'd like to do it ASAP, but the reality is... if everyone's close to having mental breaks and are wounded... and I'm about to have to do a trade run, it is a little challenging to get an Ancient Danger done. I have a stressed population, is I think that's probably the nicest way to put it. Alright, I'm trying to tidy up. We are going to need lights again. You are working on smoothing floor. I think what I'm going to do for now is to cancel this whole smooth floor jazz. Because we don't need it as much as a lot of the other stuff. Like compacted steel is pretty nice. And the compacted steel will allow us... I should also probably get the smelter going. The compacted steel will allow us to... I'm going to disallow kibble here. Turn this into kibble. Will allow us to replace those batteries, is what I was trying to say. I think what I'll do is make kibble until I have... bring to kibble. Do until I have Not 1,000. 100. And I'm going to move it. So, no, it's fine there. I just really need to get rid of this rice. So what I'll do is expand this up, shrink it, move the rice. 2 at a time, that's great. Put it down, shrink it again. Haul the kibble into place. All the extra kibble is going to go into the general storage, and now let's do until I have. Let's reduce this down to 50. I don't really need a huge stack of kibble. As long as I have space to keep the insect meat, it's not all that necessary to have a giant stockpile of kibble. Alright, so Agro's playing doctor. Kazumi, I want you to smelt. Sfalu, despite being depressive, is about as happy as I've ever seen him. So I'm going to replace these with rice. And then replace these 4 with hops. Oh, actually, these should be slicoid. I'm trying to grow too much. I have another prosthetic leg going here. That is for Jane's. I don't think I'm going to get bionic that soon, so I might as well increase move speed. Given Agro's current mood, I might want to send him for the trade run right now. So what do I need for that? Let's see. I've got enough fuel to get home. And I might want to send 1 spare component up here. So that's what I'll do. I'm going to send Agro to take, let's see. All of the trade goods stuff, and then really a lot of the clothing we're not currently using. So I'm going to keep some of the toques. Caravan mass, I know, is over. I'm going to actually keep my silver. Mostly worried about weight there. I'm going to grab the prepackaged survival meals and get him going. And let's go to anything so that he can eat anything. And we'll get that trade run underway. Kazumi is hauling this to the nearest. Let's just drop it on the floor. That'll be a lot faster. Okay, so Tony's wounds have healed, but is still infected. Stormy is currently healing. That is the difference between a hospital bed and a regular bed. It's pretty significant, honestly. Looks like we have our batteries back, making sure that they have power amongst them, and they do. We need to construct just that. There we go. Kazumi needs a little bit of a break. Oh yeah, you're starving. And you should go back to making food. Good. Agro's still loading everything up. Janes, let's have you haul the insect jellies. The insect jellies are a good way for a little bit of a mood boost if we are running a risk of mental breaks or anything like that, because they are a rec item. Not a renewable one unless I start farming the insects, but a rec item nonetheless. Agro is getting everything loaded up and in. Stormy should grab his rifle once he's back up on his feet. Safalu going to sleep. Before you go to sleep, can we clean a little bit? I really almost need a full-time maid given how much dirt and trash stock up. I always sort of thought to myself, how did the Fallout vaults get so filthy? They're always filthy, but now I know why. Because RimWorld physics. Alright, no one's using the smelter. Let's turn it off. Agro's about to leave, so we can turn off these bad boys too. Because no one's going to be crafting with them. His needs are like, I need to go sleep right now. I kind of feel bad because he's having to haul everything kind of far. It's not all that fair. Janes, how about you help him? Sometimes a team lift, right? Don't lift on your own, lift as a team. Oh, so Tony must be fully healed. She got a little malnourished. Agro's all set. I haven't generated the planet, sorry for that. I'm gonna have to generate it real quick. And we'll do our little trade run. This will give me marine armor, which is pretty cool. Alright, so he's here, fulfilled the trade order. And we're a little too heavy, but that's fine. We had intended to sell off the clothing we weren't using. I also brought a lot of the normal clothing and just damaged clothing and stuff like that as trade good. Another thing I could do is buy let's see, 12 and as much as I can afford here. And this is for bionics, trying to get that bionic goal, because I think it's going to be cheaper to buy the raw materials than the advanced components. I'm actually certain of it. Okay. That looks good. Gonna accept. And I'm gonna overshoot my trade post here and then double back. Like you do. Alright, Jane's here, going for some more mining. We are at a lack of steel, so I'm going to allow it. Eventually, he'll get back to that grand statue that he was tasked with replacing. It is getting... It's August. Why is our heat so low? I might need a new heater. Put it right next to the beer. We have enough blocks. Yeah, we have plenty of blocks. Let's get the steel from slag. Stormy here. Let's get the last of you resting in the hospital bed. Get you healed up quicker. Alright, and we're getting farming. Agro has arrived. We are going to enter trade post from the south, hopefully appearing in the south, because I really don't want him to take a long jaunt out in the open. I do know that there's a lot of components on this tile. They're just really dangerous to get to, because they are really far from the edge. Yeah, see, entering from the south allows me to enter... our turret has been on the whole time. Okay, I guess you've already seen the corpses. I'm going to spend a little bit of his radiation buildup just to make this area a little bit nicer, in case someone has to do a trade run, and I don't want to run the risk of like mental breaks or anything. Although he is pretty low on the mental break. And then Kazumi being forced to do that is pretty low on the mental break too. I'm going to force wear the duster for right now. And haul you. Haul that. The clubs I can leave out. But this steel club I can break down. Let's expand the stockpile zone a little bit. The steel club I can smelt. Now that we're here for a moment, what did I just do? Can make it look a little bit nicer. I was not intending for him to spend a night here, but he's, let's call it, insistent. So I did move the turret up a little bit, and that way it has a clear line of sight. Okay. Yeah, you desperately needed rest, so I don't mind that at all. This is probably enough steel. I'm going to cancel the rest of the steel acquisition. And we're going to have some beautiful marine armor. I think what I'm going to do right now is... no tattered clothing should also not include marine armor. I want to decide who wears it. Agro's honestly not that bad of a choice, but I'm not ready to throw it on right now because it is cold. We need, like, super good toques or something to make that worth it. Cleaning. Tony. Tony, you're going to be the cleaner. With your bad back and all. Alright, so these traps really came in handy during that that little infestation. I downed a whole lot of them with them. So I ought to get them back into service. Free chem fuel? Well, not free. I did spend power on it. Yeah, the Tony cleaner is a very, very good idea. That is the last piece of slag from all the destruction. And we got cargo pods, I think, at the trade outpost. Yeah. Womp womp. Bunch of chem fuel. That's too bad. Ain't nobody getting that. Agro could, but I'd rather have his radiation buildup not be danger levels. You really should be able to click the pod launcher to make pod. You shouldn't have to go into the architect menu, but whatever. That's just me being pedantic. Alright, so my batteries are nice and powered. I think at this point, once Cefalu has this walled up, it might not be a terrible idea to start to shut down the old power grid, as almost all of my damn raiders have come from that direction. I would say like 2/3 of my attacks spawned here just to spite me, I feel. That might not be actually true, but it certainly feels that way. Another thing I'm going to do is I do want some more spike traps. I'm going to construct them where the steel is and then uninstall them. Oh, Tony, you have a big job now. Oh, shite. What the hell were you doing? I didn't have him on a proper, restriction. And he was trying to run all the way to a very dangerous area. And that is a very, very, very efficient way to get terrible, terrible cancer. Oh, but he got cutworms instead. Cool. Alright, Agro, you are going to go with marine armor, silver gold, parka, and plasteel, and go juice, and head up north. Launch. These can turn back off. You are going to need to be on no radiation for probably a very, 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 very long time. Limited radiation, we will add this area so we can start hauling that in. Now that he's home, I can turn on the construction Kazumi. I am going to... What is it? Left leg? Your left leg is the most busted up, so let's give you real meds and give you surgery. Operated by maybe Tony? She is the surgeon after all. Don't self-tend. And Stormy will get aggro. I'm really hoping that I'm able to shed some of that radiation without mass amounts of crazy cancers. Now that Agro's home, back on no raw foods. Alright, so Kazumi, your pain should be, yep, down to little. Agro, checking out. Ooh, you still have pretty moderate radiation there. Do not like. Alright, so Falu's been helping out. Let's go with the big old uninstalls. And carcinoma. Of the rib cage. So, of the type that will need treatment. And not some sort of amputation. That's lovely. And entirely my fault. I have no one to blame but myself. I realize this. Tony, would you haul the... Oh, limited radiation. Would you haul the marine armor first? Let's keep this outside door open just to make this a little bit easier. Now with all this good stuff I'm bringing in, I will be able to make advanced components. So advanced component is... I have enough to make 3. Which... What is a spine? Is a spine 4? I think a spine is 4. Ah, so close. I'm like 1 plasteel away from all 4. So Kazumi's up. Agro, you're going to get doctored by a doctor that is currently sleeping. Going to wake him up. Now, I believe the carcinoma, or rather I should say, I am not going to be able to heal the carcinoma until I actually make some proper meds, which means a drug lab, which means... more components. So for him to get... he needs to eat. But for him to get proper treatment, he will need to... Thank you, Kazumi. He will need to... make the components for the treatment too. Kind of funny. It's like chicken and the egg, right? Alright, Janes. You should be allowed outside on limited radiation. Tony, let's get you your plasteel knife again. Stormy, let's get you your bolt action again. This requires 6 components. I have 1. Oh boy. It's going to be a little while. And he's not out of the woods, not even by a little bit yet. Another thing I could do to speed this up is tool cabinets. I don't have a whole lot of steel, but I can still acquire some more. And tool cabinets wouldn't be a bad way to go. You are digging at compacted machinery. That's perfect. Stormy is making granite. Good. Is providing low. Kazumi, you can be unlimited as well. His cancer is growing. It's minor, but growing. That is a little bit concerning. Alright, I know it sucks. Hold on. Let me unrestrict you. I know it sucks to stand out here and get irradiated, but you're already out here, so. There was a ship part that I queued up to break down, but that is... Oh, no, I hadn't. That is way out here. That is... I'm gonna have to tunnel some more to get towards it, I think. Let's remove this from limited radiation. In fact, we don't even need to be over there at all. Safalu, what are you doing? Building a roof? Don't do that. Forget roofs. You can haul the chunk if you're all the way out here. We are still 11 points away from being safe. No bueno. The extra granite will first go to the door. Tough doors are good. Really, all these tunnels I'm going to try to keep debris free if Tony's going to be on full-time clean duty. We're making another prosthetic leg for James, because he's one-legged. Instead of using that for the drug lab. Look at the selflessness of Agro. Is the way I'm going to look at it. Doing a quick health check on everyone. Everyone else is like limited or no radiation, except for Agro. 49%. Oh, just come down, come down. That was a big old mistake of mine. I am entirely to blame. I did not restrict him when he was at the outpost. That's something I'm going to have to remember to do anytime anyone's at the outpost. Set up restrictions. Set up restrictions. I'm going to have to drill myself to do it. These jellies... I'm going to have Safalu do a little bit of hauling. James to be pretty... Yeah, James is pretty close to getting the grand done. And we have some cargo pods. Probably not in my region. Nope. That is a common theme. Offer me some goodies, but don't make them accessible. Alright, James, you are going to get surgery, peg leg with... out the really, really, really good meds. The real meds, you're going to use herbal, just because I can't spare the herbal. More cargo pods, and this is, again, ignorable. Alright, there is no doctor that's currently awake, so I'm going to have Jane's, oh, he's, alright, Tony, I'm going to have to wake you up. Let's go get him a faster leg. So he was peg-legged because he had, like, way too much radiation cancer damage to that leg. So now he's going to be prosthetically legged, which is a bit faster. You know, it's 85% opposed to the 60%. So it makes a significant speed difference. We're getting some advanced components. Instead of putting these to a bionic spine, I'm going to probably put them to a scanner. Which means that Stormy... Yeah, Stormy's top priority is research, so Stormy should still be plugging away. And we're pretty far on deep drilling here. I'm actually remarkably surprised Agro hasn't gotten more cancer, but I'm pretty sure I just jinxed myself. Knowing my luck with the storytellers. It's really only a matter of time. Alright, so he's back to research. Cefalu is farming with Tony. Let's haul this rice where it belongs. The kibble should be... Oh, I still have enough kibble. Alright, we took out the peg leg. There it is. It's a piece of wood. I kind of find that funny. At this point, we can start allowing for the construction of these walls again. Cefalu and Janes can go ahead and do it. I mean, it does make me a little radiated doing it, but I will breathe a little bit easier knowing that our power grid is walled up. And then not only that, but this also inadvertently walls up this entire area here just because this box hits this corner, meaning that if I added like solar power panels here, the only way for raiders to get to them is either to pod here, which is unlikely, or to walk in this way, which I could wall off. Which means that this area might be good for solar power panels. I think I'm not going to use wind turbines. Solar power panels are particularly useful because they turn on basically when my grow lights are on. So they offset the requirement of grow lights quite nicely, whereas wind is very variable. And I'd rather rely on chem fuel. It is a lot more reliable. So I know I painted the zone right because Cefalu and Janes are taking the extraordinarily long but very radiation-free way to get to this zone. As you can see, I haven't fixed the proximity problems with the mod yet because I can just edit the save game file to remove any penalties. So we should be at 90. We're at 70. What was that, actually? What did we lose? 30? I thought we were at 92. But I might be mistaken. Alright, so James is going back inside. Cefalu is getting somewhat irradiated being out here, but this is, I would say, about half done walled. That used up the last of my granite that I had. Kazumi's still getting granite. And that is about all the time I have for this episode. Sadly, that Ancient Danger is still untouched. But I am making headway in protecting my power grid. I got marine armor, which will help with the Ancient Danger. So I just wanted to let you know, normally Fridays are vote days, but I am, alas, out of town once again. Probably for the last time for months, fortunately. So the votes will be skipped this week and will be picked up next week. If you have any other feedback for me, drop me a line, and I do hope that you tune in next time. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Adios.